From Al Madinah, and welcome to MILE webinars. This service provided to you by Madinah Institute for Leadership and Entrepreneurship, MILE. MILE is a non-profit institute that aims to build leadership and entrepreneurship excellence in the Middle East and the Islamic world. Our webinar today is Muslim entrepreneurship and global business opportunities, and we will discuss the halal industry and its aspects. And the speaker for the day is Mohamed Jinna. Mohamed Jinna is a founder, chairman of United World Halal Developments in Singapore. Good evening, Mohamed.
Okay, good evening, brother. Thank you very much for the introduction. And good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are. I'm Mohamed Jinna. I'm based in Singapore. Today's topic will be more I'm covering with Muslim entrepreneurship and global halal business opportunity. So most of the time, we think that halal is a food, and in particular, we think that it's more into the meat industry, meat or meat-based industry. In general, halal means in Arabic permissible, clean, hygienic, and permitted, also with the lawful. There are plenty of meanings you can interpret with halal. So halal was given by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for the Muslim community. It's not only for Muslim. In terms of halal, it's for the mankind. In terms of halal, it's not only restricted food, it's restricted not only by meat, it's a lifestyle for the mankind. Today's topic, I'm going to cover about $3 trillion market value where the Muslim players are today playing a major role in this segment. So if you can look at the geographical location, and the Muslim today, we are approximately about 1.98 billion, which is about 2 billion. We are touching 2.2 billion in another 15 to 20 years time. In geographically, you can see the most of the population located by Asian country, also with the African country. So with the 2 billion population of Muslim world today, the consumer from the worldwide, you can see the chart. So in between, I would like to ask if you have any kind of a question, maybe we can have a more into the interactive rather than I just give a speech that will be more fruitful and meaningful for the for your notes or maybe for your reference or maybe for your records. So when you see the pie chart here today, the global halal market, it's contain primarily meat, processed food, pharmaceutical, bakery items, cosmetics, and travel industry. So it's today $3 trillion market globally, US dollar. And what happened every year, it's increasing 20 to 25% year by year. So that's a very interesting segment which we need to be look into it. If you see halal services sector, halal friendly tourism, halal friendly medical tourism, also we can call it as a Islamic banking, we can call it maybe as ethical banking, Sharia compliance banking, also with microfinancing, Islamic microfinancing. So these all targeted by Muslim country. If you can see the big brands today, KFC, McDonald's, Pizza, Domino Pizza, Pizza Hut, and Wendy. These are the global brands. If you happen to be in Singapore or any other country in your visit, you may surprise to have that. The reason behind KFC is completely halal certified in Singapore, halal certified in Australia, halal certified in many other countries. But when you go back to Middle East or maybe Muslim country, we take it everything as a granted. We can call it everything as a kullu halal. But in reality, as a R&D guy, which I am a food nutrition and food scientist, most of the cases, the food have a lot of ingredients, or maybe we can call it as a E-coats, or we can call it as a emulsifier. These are the segments which come from non-halal source. Let me go back to the next slide. You can see the big brands. The global brand today, the packet food, Nestle, Oreo, Cadbury, Coca-Cola, Pepsi, Kraft. These are the international brand and they are doing multi-billion-dollar halal industry today. Most of the halal product from Nestle, it's come from Malaysia, Indonesia, Brunei, Singapore, and also with Asian countries. So this giving a kind of a sensitive here. The Muslims demand is huge, but you can look at what the Muslim is producing back to the halal industry. The same thing which applied to cosmetic industry. P&G, Unilever, Ponds, Garnier, Olay, you name it, all the international brands today. They are trying to reach halal as an industry, and they're taking advantage into the halal industry and getting a more mileage, capitalize the market for the Muslim industry and taking a more advantage on the industry level. So it's not restricted, as I mentioned earlier, it's not restricted to meat. Halal is restricted not only by meat, it can be product like medical pharmaceutical, GSK, Pfizer, Johnson Johnson, Novartis. These are the global brands today taking a huge advantage on the halal industry, and most of their product are halal certified, and they are selling to the Muslim country and non-Muslim country. If you can deeply look in the chart which I am sharing here, the background, we could not find any Muslim brands as of now. The reason behind, I'm going to cover few more slides, why there is a huge lacking on the Muslim industry, the Muslim entrepreneurs, also why we are not contributing to the global industry. Maybe these are the three logos you often seeing by industry, especially with your football, FIFA Cup. Most of the time when you look the FIFA Cup or maybe cricket, you can find Emirates, Qatar Airways and Etihad. These are the three brands only today making a mark to up to the standard global industry today. Other than that, I don't think so the Muslim brands are playing a major role. Let me go back to some of the sample example here. The most known contribution in the history, the Muslims are bringing a first ever tested coffees from Ethiopian. There is a city named called Mocha where the Muslims used to drink coffee. And today the Mocha coffee came from Italy. It's been branded globally. Also they are selling multi-billion-dollar market in coffee industry. You can see these are the prominent coffee brands today: Starbucks, Nescafe, Lasvenza, Coffee Day, and the names go on. In Quran reference, I would like to take this as a most prominent statement. Allah says in Quran, if we do not down the Quran which healing and mercy for the believers, if does not increase what does and expect the loss. So that means the Muslim is not taking into the consideration Quran as a guidance and a book and contribute to the economy, global economy, and also we are not producing anything to the mankind. This is one of the golden era where the Islam glories and contribute to the industry. In 800 years before, the Muslims are contributing a lot, especially with, if you can see, the global traveler Ibn Battuta, who traveled 32 years on the sea, who invented with the many books, and also he wrote a book named called Battuta Travel. He is the first global traveler. And we can also name it Idrisi, who contribute to the science, who create the first invention of the campus. And also we can say Ibn Sina, who's contributing today the medical field, call them as a father of medicine, Ibn Sina. So, and 800 years later, the Muslim is not contributing to the industry and not contributing to the global. Where the Muslim scientists today? Where are the Muslim intellectuals? Where are the doctors? Where are the inventors? And so this is the questions which every individual should ask, what we contributing to the mankind today. So lack of what? So it's a sad state of the community who thought that the entire world in the last 800 years, we are in a coma. We are not sleeping. The entire Muslim global community in the coma stage. So this, maybe I'm not sure whether this video can be played now. Brother, is it possible we can play that video?
We could, but Is it on the YouTube? I can send them the link in private. They can all watch it another time after this.
Let me try to open that link. If not, then we will skip. Later on, I will share this link. Okay.
Okay, we can share the link. That's better.
Okay. No, I don't think so. The link has been enabled here. Okay. So at this point, any questions? I can see there are 2-3 audience. Is there any question at this point so that we can continue, or maybe we can take a break? Anyone has any questions? Moderator,
you
can you
can continue. Yeah, you can continue till now. We didn't see any questions. If there are questions, we will address them in the question and answer session.
Good. So it's the same thing applies with the leadership culture, the values, fair trade, ethics, practices, and development, business strategy from the successor. So what is lacking? Everything Allah has given to the land in Muslim country. There are 57 OIC country in this world today. So we have a potential, we have actions, but we are not doing any action now. So based on your action, it will be turned to the result, and that result will be because of your beliefs, and this has become your potential. So it's a circle of the success, which I can call it every time. So we have 57 Muslim countries today. We have farming, cultivation, processing, manufacturing, and supply chain. What is missing here? We are not contributing anything to the world today. As simple as. So we have a land, we have a manpower, we have a resources, we have intellectuals, but we do not have any kind of testing R&D laboratories in the Muslim country today. It's a huge gap on the science. So basically what we are encouraging every country, and I can take it as one of the example in a few countries in Asia Pac. For the past 10 years, we have created many Muslim young entrepreneurs in India, Singapore, Malaysia, and Indonesia. And we identify the people who has a caliber, who has a knowledge, and most of the time what we notice that these people do not have the financial background. So we create as a ethical financial crowdfunding, where the Muslims are contributing as a crowdfunding. That funding we can utilize back to the industry and creating halal industry in this mentioned country for the past 10 years. Alhamdulillah, today we have created almost 20 to 30 young entrepreneurs in the 4 countries, and we are keep on encouraging the young entrepreneurs come to the field to produce halal food to serve to the mankind. So I would like to share the Zen story here. So what happened, one of the Zen story, it's very informative, maybe we can say interesting. So one of the Zen who always bring the water from one part to other part of his home every day. So he knows that one of the pot has been broken and there is a leakage of water every day when he brings to the water. And people, that village, the people are called him as he's a mad, because he knows that there is a leakage on that one of the pot, but he still carries the water and bringing to his home. One day, people go and ask him, you know that one of your pot has been broken, has a broken in your pot, but still you keep on taking a water from your home. Do you think that you are not doing a proper way of saving your water? He said that no. He smiled and he said that I know that very well. One of my pot has been broken, but did you notice when you came to my home? Did you notice both sides the flowers has been flourished? The people notice that yes, there is. So this is what I'm saying. No, even though there is a leakage, that knowledge has to be communicated back to the industry, communicated back to the society, that will be giving a fruit to the industry and also as a whole ummah. So we talk about more, and we see most of our Jummah prayers, most of our ceremonies, people used to give a lectures saying that the Muslim should not waste. In general, if you happen to be in most of the places like Mecca and Madinah, or maybe in each country where you are living, the Muslims are the one who wasting the lot of resources what God has given. In 2010, 2.5 million pilgrims came to Madinah, Mecca for Hajj and Umrah, and 10 million plastic bottle we throw. And again, Every day globally, 1,800 people die according to United Nations because they could not be able to afford one-time meal. But in other side, the Muslims are the one who throwing food and wasting resources every day by tons and tons. So it's a contradictive. What Islam says in Quran, but what you are contributing back to the society is completely other way around. You can see. So the wastage of every time we have put almost 38% of loss we don't consumed, and food, vegetable, meat, everything we throw in the country like Middle East, GCC countries, also with the Asian and any part of the world the Muslims are contributing. And we are the one who don't even contributing to the eco-friendly system. We produce a lot of papers, we throw plastic bottles, we throw a lot of food waste, but we are not supporting or maybe not helping to the environmental today. So this is again halal industry where the Muslim can play as a eco-friendly system. So I can take this as one of the example in Saudi Arabia, one of the restaurant. If you happen to be in Jeddah, this particular restaurant, what happened? If you throw food or you waste food, they will give you a penalty. Say that if you throw food, they will send another 10 dirhams or riyals to find that collected money to be given back to the poor community. So this is the model we are enabling globally, and we have initiated almost 6 countries as a food banks today. So this is one of the example where the ecosystem we reduce, reuse and recycle. So the Muslim has to contribute more into the industry to make the food waste will be lesser and lesser. We should contribute more to the economy. Let me skip 2 slides because it's the same thing we are going to discuss here. Energy consumption. We reduce energy, reduce expenses, reduce environmental pollution and save the earth. So the Muslim has a major role in the earth to contribute to the society, also contribute to the mankind. So there are, we call it as a D8 country. Why not? We can call it create D57. It's one of the dream. So this is the pathetic situation today. Everyone driving their own way, and we claim that we are doing a right direction. But what happened? The ship stands still. It's not moving any other direction. This is an example currently what we are facing today. And recently, OIC country has dedicated invest $4 billion in a non-OIC country because there is no Muslim country came to OIC, which is under IDB, Islamic Development Bank, and we are not submitting any proposal to the government to have a proposal to the government to support for the funding. So in our statistics shows many countries, the Muslim country, I'm talking about the Muslim countries, we do not have a food science technology laboratories, no innovation labs, no R&D. These are the major lacking for the Muslim industry today. So in practical, we are recommending the potential Muslim entrepreneurship, the immediate needs. We need to create each country have a Islamic finance to help them to get loans for their businesses, trade promotions, capacity building, educational, training, awareness, trade facility, assistance, associations and chamber of commerce, common trade policy. Because most of the time, for example, if you happen to be in UAE, you cannot export to Qatar. And if it's a Saudi Arabia, you cannot export to Yemen. So these are the trade barriers we have today. So that we need to be tackled through the policy and framework and governance requirement. And development of trade corridor logistic services. Today, there is no proper trade corridor for Muslim to do the trade and policy making, also governance. And we need to engage their entrepreneurs in all government policy making. Also, we need to create one-stop solution center for Muslim country to create young entrepreneurs. So microfinancing is one of the way which we took in Singapore, Malaysia, Indonesia, which I mentioned, even Nepal, Bangladesh. We have created think tanks and funding sources business ideas, and we are connecting back to the government assistance to promote this product to go global. So Alhamdulillah, we had a major success in these few countries, in SAARC countries, also in Asia. There are young entrepreneurs who are creating their own business model in this country and exporting the businesses and products to global. So in my opinion, what is missing, when there is a no opportunity, we need to create it. If the opportunity does not knock, build the door. Missing is we should create and start creating ourselves, and we can be as a creator. I can say we can be as a designer. So this is one of the initiative we initiated in India. We call Indian Islamic Chamber of Commerce, where we bringing all the SMEs, MNCs, and VCs to be in a one platform where people can discuss about the knowledge, ideas, creating R&D center, and the mission is to identify the Muslim young entrepreneurs to make the halal industries go global. This is one of the biggest initiative we have taken in India for the past 2 to 3 years time before. So we create our own Hexmart, we call Halal Mart. Today, there are 4 countries we are doing Halal Mart: India, Nepal, Bangladesh, and Singapore. Also, we create like a fast food chain restaurant name called Nawabs. So these are the initiative which we took for the past few years. And we focused on halal vegetarian certification product, organic products, eco-friendly. Every malls or shops, we call it Halal Mart. There is a prayer hall, affordable price. Because we buy directly from the manufacturer, we don't put a lot of margin on it, and we giving back to the society as a social responsibility. So the business model is we do Hexmart as a shopping model, e-commerce, and today we are doing a door delivery, and these are the healthy product which people are, even the Muslim and non-Muslim are our customer today. Nawab is, as I mentioned, we are providing healthy food to the community. That healthy food comes with a cheap price, with the quality, clean, hygienic, eco-friendly. Each and every restaurant has a prayer hall, and we are getting direct from the farmers. This is where we are doing a social responsibility, and we have created food banks in many countries today. So we did International Halal Vegetarian Summit in Singapore 2014, and I have created name called I am Khalifa, one of the I am accountable and responsible seminars, and there are thousands of people get benefited. Let me see whether this video can be. I think the other video also not able to play, brother. Okay. So ideally our role here, each and everyone we consider as our Khalifas, which is we are ambassadors, and we are accountable and we are responsible for our actions. So Allah says in Quran, truly God does not change the condition of the people until they change what it is in themselves. So with this note, I would like to take the questions from the audience. If you have any questions, we can have an interactive section today. Thank you very much.
There is a question from Ahmed Plus. What can be the halal scenario in export?
See what happened if which country he is from. May know which country he is from, the audience.
If you can hear us, Mr. Ahmed, you can text us your country. Where are you from? You can give like answer for the Middle East, because maybe he is from the Middle East.
Yeah. If, for example, if he's from Middle East, which country he want to do the business, export? He's
not texting, but you can answer as in general to his questions.
So, each country have a halal certification body. So please check with the halal certification body whether this certification is approved by internationally. If not, please try to contact me. I will give the guidance for his export market.
Okay. Husham El Ubaid, he's asking if we do conduct conference weekly. And what other conference do you provide?
So I do provide halal certification processes also. I do conduct many courses like halal auditing subject, lead auditor, halal lead auditors, halal inspections, and also we do a lot of programs like we are creating young entrepreneurs. Also we do a microfinancing subject. There are plenty of subject which we are doing in Asia Pacific, also in a Middle Eastern country.
We got the reply from Mr. Ahmed. He said he's in Saudi.
Okay. So from Saudi, from my point of view, once is Saudi Arabia, there is no certification body in Saudi as of now. So most of the time, what happened, the ingredients level which we are talking about. For example, I can give one example. The red color contains E121, which came from carmine, one of the insect. So this insect, it's considered as a haram source, but generally we are using this red color in most of our food product in Middle East, especially with tandoori chicken and the red color wherever you see the chocolate, biscuits, wherever you're drinking, even coffee or maybe as a tea. If the tea contains with the ingredients as a color, red color, E121, which is a code which we are generally call as an E codes, that E121 it came from carmine, one of the insect. That insect considers a haram source. That's why we need to be identify the source of product where it's come from. It's not, we cannot take it as a general opinion. No, biscuit. I'm consuming biscuit. I'm based in Saudi Arabia. Maybe I'm based in Dubai. So everything considered as a kullu halal. That's not the point today, because all our raw material come from China. Most of the raw material come from Europe countries. Some of the raw material come from different parts of the world. So we are consuming non-halal product in our daily life. Even our paste, toothpaste, fluoride. Fluoride, most of the toothpaste we can see. Without fluoride, there are minimum number of toothpaste you can find in Middle East. But now the general awareness has been grown, and there are toothpaste companies now came out with non-fluoride toothpaste, because fluoride is a harmful chemical which contain lot of harmful chemical which impacting your body, that causes a cancer. There are studies confirm that it causing the cancer. So halal and tayyiban. So we make sure that every product we consume, it's considered as a halal and tayyiban. What is tayyiban means? It's a wholesome. The product should be clean, healthy. It should be wholesome. That's the general idea.
We have a question from Muhammad Siddiq. What about brown India? Brown eye India.
What about?
Brown eye India. I'm not sure what does he mean.
No, brown sugar. He's talking about brown sugar.
It might be.
Okay.
Can you clarify your question, Mr. Muhammad?
Let me just, maybe this is his question. I don't know. Let me clarify. If he's saying that brown sugar, so what happened in general? If you can Google it, if you can go to research in the Google, refined. Wherever there is a word name called refined salt, refined sugar, refined oil. Wherever the terms used as a refined, there is a active carbon will be utilized in the processed. What is active carbon? This is a chemical industrial term. People are using active carbon. Active carbon is nothing but bones. So what is the majority of the bones is come from today? It's a pig bones. So if you, the sugar which you are consuming today, in general, 30% it's come from pig bones.
Okay, he is asking another question. How you provide halal in CMC for all chemical industries?
How you provide CMC?
Halal in CMC, yeah. Maybe in chemical he means, for all chemical industries.
Yeah, so we do have a laboratories in Singapore, in India, many countries, in Asian countries, Malaysia. So we call it as a farm to fork. We do the proper traceability where this product is come from, and we testify in the laboratory and ensure that this product is completely halal and tayyiban. So based on that, the Sharia will come to the authority to ensure this is acceptable, we can utilize for the halal product.
Another question from Ahmed again. He is asking, can we do without the certification?
No, this is the critical today. Without certifications, you will not. There is no authority to ensure what are the products we are doing into manufacturing. So somebody need to, the third party need to audit it. The third party need to be certified, so that means all the products are completely hygiene, and also clarify that there is no ingredients from the haram source.
Again, Muhammad is having a note, but I don't know what it means. Carboxymethylcellulose. I don't know. Maybe you can read that one. I guess it's a chemical form or something.
Yeah, correct. So when I say chemical, means there are a lot of chemical names today, in industrial chemicals. So each and every chemical we need to be identified and tested into the laboratory and make sure that these industrial chemicals will come from clean, not from the najis source, not from the haram source.
He said because he's working using that chemical itself. That's why he's asking about how he can know if it's halal or not.
Yeah, so in Singapore we have a very great laboratories. Even Malaysia, Indonesia, India, we have a lot of laboratories, halal testifying laboratories. Because some of the ulamas, you cannot see the product saying that this is halal and haram. Even if you happen to be in Singapore, the water being certified as a halal water. I'm talking about drinking water. Do you know why? Because most of the filter, it's come from carbon, active carbon. That active carbon, mostly they are using industrial active carbon from pig bones. In Singapore, they are using from beef bones. That beef, it's come from halal source. So even Singapore, Malaysia, Australia, the drinking water certified as a halal certified water. I'm talking about bottled water.
He's addressing another issue, that the major raw materials is alcohol.
Yeah,
he means
there are a lot of raw material come from non-alcohol resources. So that's the reason we are keep on ensuring that the halal certification body and that country have a major role to ensure that the product is completely certified halal.
Okay, I guess we are done with the questions, but before we close the session, I would like to know what are the companies, the countries that are functioning and increasing their halal investments.
So in global, the first country today who's supplying halal product, it's Malaysia. Number 2, Thailand. Number 3 comes from India. 4th will be Australia, UK. Most of the non-Muslim country producing halal food today. The halal production is not even developed or not people aware what is halal means. It's a Muslim country today. It's very sad.
Yes. Okay. Muhammad said he needs to contact with you. For Muhammad, you can take the Mohamed Jinna's phone and email and contact him personally through his email.
Good.
Okay. We come to the end of the session. We'll leave the final closer to you, Mr. Muhammad.
Yeah. So my objective here today's call, I'm just highlighting what are the industry today. Halal is a big industry, $3 trillion industry. But the question back to me, I feel shame myself. Why the Muslim country is not producing anything to the world? So with that section, and we are not stopping here and we are not complaining anyone. And what we did, we create ourselves. We are giving the industry back to the new young entrepreneur. Alhamdulillah, we have created 20 to 30 young entrepreneurs in this country, in the few countries. Inshallah, with your help, with your assistance, with your knowledge, we will be creating more young entrepreneurs in Muslim country in future. So I would like to take this opportunity for the Mile, also Brother Ahmed, for your continuous support and extending complete cooperation since yesterday. Thank you very much once again for your management, also with your team members.
Thank you very much for the participant. If you would like to ask any question, please reply to any of our emails and we will get back to you with our answer, inshallah, soon. And thank you, Mr. Muhammad, for sharing your knowledge with